Mr. Carter, thank you for taking the time to share your wisdom with us today. As we look forward to 2025, many people are seeking inspiration and advice to navigate challenges. Can you tell us about the biggest failure you faced in your life?
Well, Alex, I'll never forget the time I lost my first business back in the late 70s. I invested everything I had, but I didn't fully understand the market, and the business collapsed within 2 years. At the time, I thought it was the end of my world, but looking back, it was the best teacher I could have asked for. That failure taught me lessons that shaped my entire life.
That must have been incredibly difficult. What were the key lessons you learned from that experience?
The first thing I learned was to embrace failure as a teacher. I realized that failure isn't something to be feared, it's a stepping stone to growth. Every mistake taught me something new, whether it was about people, strategies, or even myself.
That's powerful. How did you manage to keep moving forward after such a setback?
That's where resilience comes in. Developing resilience through challenges was the hardest but most rewarding part. Instead of giving up, I told myself, this isn't the end. It's a tough lesson. Every challenge I faced after that felt less daunting because I had already survived something bigger.
That's inspiring. Did you ever have to rethink your goals after that experience?
Absolutely, Alex. Sometimes failure is life's way of saying, hey, you need to change direction. I learned to redefine my goals and focus on what truly mattered to me. Instead of chasing trends, I built something that aligned with my values and strengths. And guess what? That's when success started knocking again.
Did the failure affect how you viewed yourself?
Oh, it did initially. I felt like a complete failure, but I eventually realized something crucial. Your self-worth isn't tied to your outcomes. I wasn't a failure. I was just a man who had tried something that didn't work out. That mindset shift changed everything for me.
That's such a healthy perspective. How have you used these experiences to help others?
That's my favorite part. I firmly believe in sharing your lessons with others. Over the years, I've mentored countless young people, helping them avoid the mistakes I made. Turning my failure into a lesson for others gave it purpose and made it all worthwhile.
Such incredible wisdom. Mr. Carter, if you could give one piece of life advice for people preparing for 2025, what would it be?
Don't fear failure. Instead, embrace it as a guide, build resilience through every challenge, redefine your goals when necessary, and never let failure define who you are. Lastly, don't keep your lessons to yourself. Share them because that's how we all grow.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. That's exactly the kind of life advice we all need as we move into a transformative 2025.
It's my pleasure, Alex, and if I may add one more thought, it's this. As we enter a new year, we're stepping into a world of endless possibilities. The future can feel uncertain, but it's also brimming with opportunities for those who are willing to learn, adapt. It's not about predicting the future, it's about preparing for it.
That's such an empowering perspective, Mr. Carter. So, for someone listening today who might be standing at a crossroads, unsure about their next step, what would you suggest they do to start preparing?
Start with reflection. Take a step back and think about what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, what are my strengths? What am I passionate about? What can I contribute to the world? Once you have clarity on those things, set realistic, actionable goals. And remember, success isn't a straight line. It's okay to take detours as long as you keep moving forward.
That's excellent advice. Reflecting and setting purposeful goals sounds like a great way to create a solid foundation for the year ahead. How can people maintain momentum, especially when challenges inevitably arise?
That's where discipline and community come into play. Build habits that support your goals, no matter how small they might seem. Consistency over time creates remarkable results, and surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Having a supportive network can make all the difference when the going gets tough.
Absolutely. We're stronger together. And building that kind of community can be transformative. Before we wrap up, is there a particular quote or mantra you live by that you'd like to share?
Certainly. One of my favorites is, "In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity." It's a reminder that every challenge carries the seed of something incredible, whether it's a lesson, an innovation, or even just a chance to grow. When things feel overwhelming, I hold on to that idea, and it never fails to give me hope.
That's such a meaningful mantra, Mr. Carter. Thank you for sharing your story and your wisdom with us today. I know our audience will find it as inspiring as I have. Any final words of encouragement for everyone tuning in?
Just this, you have more strength, creativity, and resilience than you realize. Step into 2025 with confidence, knowing that every step you take, no matter how small, gets you closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. Trust the process and keep moving forward.
What a fantastic note to end on. Thank you again, Mr. Carter, for such an inspiring conversation. Here's to embracing 2025 with open hearts and minds.
Thank you, Alex. Wishing you and everyone listening a year full of growth, joy, and success.
That's a powerful reminder. Saying no can be difficult, but it's essential for staying focused. Let's talk about resilience again. Many people might face unexpected obstacles in 2025. How can they build the resilience to bounce back?
Resilience starts with your mindset. When you face a challenge, try to view it as an opportunity to learn rather than a setback. Practice self-compassion and remind yourself that it's okay to stumble. Surrounding yourself with positive influences, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and developing a habit of gratitude can also strengthen your resilience. And don't forget to reach out for support when you need it. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness.
Those are such practical tips, Mr. Carter. Speaking of support, you mentioned earlier that you've mentored many young people. What do you think is the most important lesson you've shared with them?
The most important lesson is to believe in yourself and your potential. So many people hold themselves back because they doubt their abilities. I always tell my mentees, you are capable of more than you think. Once you start believing that, you'll find the courage to take risks and step out of your comfort zone. And that's where the magic happens.
That's incredibly motivating. Taking risks can be scary, but it's essential for growth. How do you personally approach taking risks in your life?
I approach risks with a mix of courage and calculated planning. Before I take a leap, I weigh the potential rewards against the risks and think about what I'll learn from the experience. But I also remind myself that not taking a risk can be a risk in itself. Sometimes staying in your comfort zone is the biggest danger because it prevents you from achieving your full potential.
That's such a great perspective. As we wrap up, what's one final piece of advice you'd like to leave our audience with as they prepare for 2025?
My final advice is simple but powerful. Take action. Dreams and plans mean nothing without action. Even the smallest step forward is progress. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it may never come. Start now, learn as you go, and trust yourself to figure things out along the way. You're capable of achieving incredible things if you just take that first step.
That's such an inspiring note to end on. Thank you, Mr. Carter, for sharing your story, wisdom, and actionable advice with us today. I'm sure our audience will carry these lessons with them into 2025 and beyond.
Thank you, Alex. It's been a pleasure. Here's to a bright and fulfilling year ahead for everyone listening. Remember, the best is yet to come.
That's so encouraging, Mr. Carter. Small steps really do build into something bigger over time. What about those who feel stuck even after starting? How can they regain clarity or motivation to keep going?
When you feel stuck, take a step back and revisit your why. Why did you set this goal? What inspired you in the first place? Sometimes we get so caught up in the day-to-day challenges that we forget the bigger picture. Reconnecting with your purpose can reignite your motivation. And if clarity is what you need, try something new, read a book, have a conversation with someone you admire, or step away for a moment of reflection. Often clarity emerges when we give ourselves permission to pause.
That's such a refreshing way to look at it. Giving ourselves permission to pause and reset can make all the difference. Do you have any parting words of wisdom to help our audience move confidently into 2025?
I'll leave you with these. Approach the new year with curiosity and courage. Life isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about learning and growing through them. Be kind to yourself as you navigate the ups and downs, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. Every day is a chance to learn, grow, and step closer to your goals. Believe in yourself, stay open to new possibilities, and most importantly, keep moving forward.
What a perfect way to close this session. To our listeners, take these words to heart as you step into 2025. Reflect, act, and remember. You're capable of more than you think. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon with more inspiring stories and conversations. Until then, take care, stay inspired, and make the most of every moment.
Well said, Alex. Goodbye for now, and here's to all the incredible things waiting for us in the year ahead.
Goodbye, Mr. Carter. And goodbye to all our listeners. Thank you for joining us. Here's to a truly remarkable 2025.
That's such a timely question, Alex. Building and maintaining a supportive community is essential, especially in challenging times. My advice would be to start with authenticity. Reach out to others not because you need something, but because you genuinely want to connect. Listen more than you speak and show people you value them. Simple acts of kindness, like sending a thoughtful message or lending an ear, can go a long way.
That's so true. Building connections is such an important part of personal and professional growth. Speaking of growth, what role does self-reflection play in staying on track throughout the year?
Self-reflection is absolutely vital, Alex. It's like a compass that helps you stay aligned with your values and goals. I always recommend setting aside time regularly, whether it's weekly or monthly, to reflect on your progress. Ask yourself questions like, went well, what didn't? What can I do differently? These moments of reflection not only provide clarity, but also help you celebrate your progress, no matter how small.
That's such a great habit to develop. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life and forget to pause and reflect. Do you have any specific tools or techniques that help with this?
Absolutely. One of my favorites is journaling. Writing down your thoughts and experiences helps you process them more deeply. Another tool is meditation or mindfulness exercises. Even just 5 minutes a day can make a difference. And if you're more visual, creating a vision board can be a powerful way to stay focused on your aspirations.
That's such a practical way to approach it. Celebrating small wins really does make a big difference in staying motivated. Before we close, is there one mantra or piece of advice you'd like to leave with our listeners?
Certainly, Alex. One of my favorite mantras is you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. It's a reminder that progress begins the moment you take action. Don't wait for perfection or the perfect moment. Just take that first step and trust yourself to learn and grow along the way.
That's such a powerful message to leave our listeners with. Thank you again, Mr. Carter, for sharing your wisdom, experiences, and actionable insights. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Alex. The pleasure has been mine. To everyone listening, remember, so you are stronger, smarter, and more capable than you think. Here's to making 2025 a year of breakthroughs and triumphs. The future is yours to shape. Go out there and make it extraordinary.
What an incredible conversation this has been. To our listeners, take these lessons to heart and start building the future you envision, one step at a time. Until next time, stay inspired and keep moving forward. Thank you for joining us. And here's to a remarkable 2025. Embracing failure as a teacher and sharing your lessons with others will not only lead to personal growth but also inspire and empower those around you. Let's make 2025 a year of resilience, reinvention, and purpose. Failure is a stepping stone to success. Embrace it, grow from it, and let it guide you to new heights. For more inspiration and empowering life advice, subscribe to LEVVA today and turn setbacks into comebacks.